you guys. First of all, thank you for being here. It's great to see all of you. I know this early in the morning, and I was traveling, and then coming here to play jazz isn't always the easiest thing in the world to do. But I appreciate you being here. I love the fact that you have a large group. That shows there's a big enthusiasm for this kind of music, which is America's classical music. And the support is excellent. So, by the way, Mr. Becker and I go back a long time. We went to college together. And when I student taught in East Brunswick. So I wound up going up to Churchill a few times, so it's really great to see you guys. First of all, your first tune, which was the swing tune, can we just start that? What was that called again? Goblin City. Mind if I just see your part real quick?
I'll be right back.
Okay, here we go. From the beginning. About what kind of way? Here we go. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, very nice job. One thing, when you do this, when you have those cat accent? Yeah, when you have like any of those like you've got a staccato in there, try and make first of all, the quarter notes in swing, we kind of want them to be on the shorter side, kind of pointed. So I want to think of it like this. 1, ba, ba, da, 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 da. Can we try that again? And can we try and get that kind of articulation? 1, ba, ba, da, 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 da. So it's a little bit cleaner and a little less muddy. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hear how much more it swings a little more that way, for one. And the other thing too is it's got a bit of a direction point of that note. If we don't make it a little bit on the shorter side, okay, we risk running into the next beat, and then it's going to start to sound muddy, especially when you have an ensemble this large. Okay, so it's very important. And the other key to that is making sure we're listening to each other and we're all articulating exactly the same way. Okay? So I'm sorry to keep taking the music. Can I hear it from 13? Here we go, from 13. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Low instruments. When you're doing that, bum, 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 right? When you have that walk up, I'm not sure what measure that's in. I'm sure you guys know where it is. I'm sure you worked on it. When you're doing those, one thing, what I would do with that is I would give them a little bit, like accent those notes a little bit more. So it's 1, bum, 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 almost like string bass. Boom, 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 boom. So you're thinking that way, like you're plucking, instead of, paw, 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 paw. Okay? That's one thing I would do. Also, when it comes to swing eighth notes, one thing with swing eighth notes is we tend to have this misconception that they're always a triplet feel. Da, 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 da. When actually what makes swing happen is by putting the accent on the second eighth note than the first note. See, I straighten it out, but then it still swings because of where I'm accenting those eighth notes. So one thing you want to be careful of is to not make them too triplety. okay? And the other thing too, sorry, I'm stealing music again. Can I hear the second ending? The second ending, and remember, in the second ending, make ba-da-ba-ba-doo-ba, okay? Make those shorter notes just a little bit shorter. Da-da-da-da-da-da, ba, and it'll give it a little bit more clarity like before. 1, 2, right in the second ending. A 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, ready, go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-boom, ba-ba-da-da. Get off that note right away. Ba-ba-da-ba. Make like you're poking the note. Ba. Okay? One more time, second ending. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, much more like that. Excellent job. And better on the swing eighth notes there. What was the other piece? Birdland? Yeah, can you take out Birdland, please? Is there any chance that like someone could share a part and I could just look at them real quick? No? Not so. Okay. All right. Mind if I just look real quick? I'll be right back.
Kyle, English.
Okay.
No, this is the first part. Keep that part.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Kyle,
you.
English share.
Just so I have something to look at. All right, from the beginning, please. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Right there, again, low instruments. Listen to how the bass is doing it. You have to lock in with the bass. Remember, like I said before, the plucking thing. Bum, bum, bum. Accent those notes. Bum, 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 bum. Right? You want to make them a little bit more articulate so that it's not getting muddy, all right? And you want to lock in with the bass there. Rhythm section, great job, by the way. Sounds excellent. Very nice. Here we go. Start again, please. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. That I would like to hear more of in this piece in general is dynamics, okay? So like at measure 9, okay, you want it to be soft there. I know there's a lot of you, but anyone that's playing that da 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 da, again, those articulation things I said before, make sure you follow those, because we got to make sure that those staccato notes are short, especially the one on the last eighth note of bar 11. Da 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 da. You got to get off that note right away. Okay. Can we take it from 9 and can we play a little bit softer here so that when we come in on the da 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 at 25, we bring out that phrase. That's where it goes forte. Can I hear you guys at 9? Softer, softer. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right? There's more dynamic contrast there. So that first part, and then smack the audience in the face, right? So that all of a sudden it's like, oh, time to wake up. We're not playing this, this nice light stuff here. Okay, we're playing funk. confusion. I don't know how much you know about this. This is Weather Report. If you haven't heard the original done by Weather Report with Jaco Pastorius, definitely listen to it. Jaco Pastorius. That's who you want to listen to. That's your guy. Well, the main overall things that I would say is, one thing, you just really want to watch your articulations, okay? Swing notes, okay, swing eighth notes. Always think about the accents being on the second eighth note, not on the first eighth note, okay? Dynamics are a big thing, okay? And articulation, how you're articulating, okay? And make sure we're listening to each other. If we don't listen to each other, we're not going to articulate together. We're not going to be able to follow those dynamic things. Before I go, and by the way, it's great to hear you. You guys sound great. Thank you so much for having me up here. I have a award for you guys. And last but not least, for outstanding performance in any case of the group. And you down, I love the videos, you know, bass and down, you guys sound great. The rest of you also sound great. Keep up the good work. Keep listening to jazz. That's the only way you learn his music, by listening. Right? You gotta listen to it. So.
quite amazing. So kudos to you guys. And it's pretty early in the day, so you guys are playing super amazing. And some of the things that stand out to me is just your authenticity to the music, and playing the styles, and trying to capture what this music is all about, and that's coming through what you're doing. So kudos to the work that you guys are putting in, and to what the director is obviously instilling into you guys. So congratulations just off the bat. What I'm going to talk about is significant stuff, and understand that it is constructive, but it's not what you guys are. Like, you guys are playing at a really high level, so congratulations on that. Yeah, first of all, let's start with tonight. You guys are congrats on that. So, do you have any scores at all? Or?
Yeah, let me go.
Okay. That's it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. By the way, the transition. What's your name again? Was it Maxwell? Yeah. Nicely done between the transition and the styles back and forth. Keeping the time constant and steady for the rest of the group. Really, really important. Some overall things. Can we come in at 13? And I just want to make just an understanding about melody versus whenever you don't have the melody. Your job is to make sure that the melody is on the computer. Okay, so and that goes for any kind of genre of music that you play. So sometimes I felt there's a background and then there's the melody, and oftentimes it was a little bit being covered up. So how do you make those adjustments from a balance standpoint to make sure the melody comes out? Very simple. It's not about playing a certain dynamic role. It's about listening at all times to where the melody is in the group and adjusting your playing so that you can always hear it clearly no matter what you're doing. So I want you to just think about that right now as we come into, well, let's just take it from the top. So far. We're down here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can you come in with a little bit more tongue on the entrance? A little bit more of a ta articulation, get that tongue involved more, and give me a little stronger start to that note. Okay? Can you start right from the saxes coming in at 9? Here we go, everybody at 9. Regular saxes coming in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Saxes, who has a melody at 13? Go ahead, take your best guess. Trumpets, who has the melody? Trumpets, you have a melody at 13? Can I hear the melody? Here we go, 13. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You're playing it really well. I don't want you to do anything different. Keep it like that, but I want everyone around you to adjust. Let me hear that a little bit with more clarity. So adjust your volume and how you're playing so that you can hear that clearly. Can everyone start from the same spot at 13? Ready? I'm sorry, instruments down. One more thing. Trumpets. You guys are doing some great stuff, but it doesn't always make it to the audience because your bells are facing sometimes in the stand down to the ground. Okay? So your directional instrument, you need to work on getting that bell straight ahead so that us in the back can hear you with clarity so that you don't need to overplay to be heard, okay? You can just play comfortably. But that's the thing, when we start to go like this, we don't realize it, we're playing like this, down. The floor gets to hear all that good stuff, and I want to hear you in the back. Okay, so see if you can get those bells up above the stand. Here we go, ready? 13 again, we're listening for the melody. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I know we often separate you guys and feel like you're hanging out, but no, you're part of our close thing. So everyone's listening for the melody. Ready? 1, 2, same thing. 1, 2, 3. Ta articulation. More than you think you need. Let's just try it. I want to hear that phrase come out with the start of that. Da, 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 da. I wish I knew how much time I had. All right, here we go. Try it again from the same spot, 13. Melody. Keep listening, keep listening. Do you hear a difference? Yeah, I hear it too. Okay, here we go. Keep that up. Just use your ears. You know your parts well. You've been working hard. Just make some adjustments. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bum, bum, bow. You have a fall on that note, right? I don't hear the note, I hear the fall. So we want to make sure we hear the pitch. Bum, bum, bow. Bum, da, right? So make sure that you don't start falling without sounding the pitch that's written first. Okay, can I just hear that part? Bum, bum. I'll just go 1, 2, 3. My fault. I was just telling you what I wanted. Here we go, ready? Get ready. Let me just hear the note played, and with a good articulation on that. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes. You hear difference? You did it immediately. You guys are really well studied. The director's doing an amazing job, by the way. So I don't think I have much more time. So hope those things can help through the rest of your season. You only have a couple months of school left, right? So you're excited, you must have hope some performances coming up. Keep up the great work. I have a plaque. For award, the Outstanding Musicianship Award to your cover.
nice to see all of you. Thank you for coming out. It's not easy to play this kind of music, let alone in front of all these new people, and let alone in the morning, when we're all still kind of waking up a little bit, even myself. One thing I wanted to say, saxophones, intonation, spot on. Spot on. You don't hear that in middle school, so that was excellent. All right, so my name is Greg. My students call me Mr. G, and I'll say that I teach elementary school. I've been doing elementary school for 18 years, and it's a joy for me to get up in front of bands that can really play, because normally I'm like, all right, let's just take hot cross buns again, so hearing you guys is a real treat. Can you guys take out Don't Get Around Much anymore? By the way, thank you for the scores.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to take this from the top. By the way, a little fun, I guess you could call it fun fact about Don't Get Around Much anymore. I play in a lot of like big band and swing bands with a lot of these older cats, we call them, and they always call this song Mr. Saturday Night. They're always like Mr. Saturday Night, and I don't know why they do that, but that's now you're going to think that every time you play it. So you're welcome. Here we go from the beginning. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. The intro was great. Ba, 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 da, da, ba, ba. That cap accent on beat 2, make more of that. Okay? The other thing too is the cap accent at the end of 1, 2, 3, measure 3. That was pretty good, but again, you can even make more of that as well. Okay? And you want in swing, when we play swing music, generally the short notes, you want to make them have some punch, right? And make them pointed. That's kind of what makes it swing, okay? And the other thing too is when you're playing like the eighth notes, ba, boo, ba, da, 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 doo, ba, da. You want to make sure with swing eighth notes, it's very common for us to think of a triplet feel, right? That's how we all start and that's how we all learn. But really what happens with swing eighth notes is the accents are really wanting to be on the second eighth note. So they're actually straighter than we think. So if I'm playing, boo, ba, da, boo, da, boo, da, da, ba, ba, doo, boo, doo, da. Here I'm phrasing. I'm actually straightening out the eighth notes a little bit, but making the second eighth note more accented. And that's kind of where that swing feel comes from. Ba, boo, ba, da, ba, ba, boo, ba, da, da. It kind of adds to that syncopated feel. So can we do that opening phrase again and kind of think that way? And again, don't afraid to be a little bit more short with those cap accents. Here we go, from the top. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. Too, like saxophones, that I'm looking at measure 18. Right? That's the kind of swing eighth note phrasing I'm talking about. You have the accent, it's written on the first eighth note on the end of 1. So you want by putting those accents in there, like, and it's not something that's always written in jazz, it's something that's implied. You learn it from listening, okay? If you listen to these types of songs, like anytime my director would give me a chart, right? Or even if I'm playing in a big band now and there's a new chart, I go and I listen to it so that I have an idea of how the people are phrasing it, how it's being played. Because in jazz music, unfortunately, there is no real standard way of writing articulations and things like that. It's implied, especially when you're reading older charts, right? So those are the kind of things that you want to pay attention to, okay? So like those kinds of phrases. In trumpets, you have some of those phrases too. Can I hear it from... Can I hear it from... pick up to 21. Here we go, pick up to 21. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Good, this is the bridge of the tune. I want to try something. Trumpets, since you, and I think trombones too, right? You guys have the melody. Can you go bum wah bum boo da bum wah bum boo da, and so hit that note. You know, the eighth high to the half note. Okay, when you do those, make it subito piano and then crescendo, right? And it'll give it some movement. Okay, can we try that? Just for the heck of it. Let's see how it sounds. 1, pick up to 21. 1, 2. A 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Sound cool? Yeah, kind of works. Adds a little more contrast to music. Something, you know, think about, you know. Well, the other thing too is, as far as articulations are concerned, because I mean, as far as the bands that we've heard today, you guys are really doing a great job with that. Just there's some, you know, once in a while I was hearing in this piece when you guys were performing, there's a couple of phrases you want to make sure that you're locking in together, right? And locking in together is just a matter of listening across the ensemble. Okay, even though you're all the way over here, you need to be listening over here. And even though you guys are all the way over there, you need to be listening all the way over here. And if you can't, you know, if you can't hear that, all right, you have to figure out why that is. Okay, and you as a musician have to be responsible for what comes out of your bell and taking responsibility for that. Okay, because otherwise, if you don't take responsibility for it, who will? And then the music's going to be free for all, and it's not going to sound as good. Okay. But overall, I have to say congratulations. You guys did a wonderful, wonderful job. I also want to say congratulations on the dynamics. Dynamics are great, especially under the soloist. And the other piece you played, the blues, I like that. I like that, you know, like real driving, you know, kind of boogie blues. I love that sound. The bass was killing on that too. Real nice shot, whoever was playing bass.
That's piano bass.
Oh, piano bass? Okay, well, still, it worked, and it was effective. This is for your group. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
for coming. And for outstanding performance goes to the piano soloist of the second piece.
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yep.
Woo!
Nice.
Take care, have a great day.
All right, what do we say, guys?
You're welcome, thank you, and thanks for letting me work with you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
pull this down too. It's a nice full sound all the time. So I want to just talk about a few things and just remember whenever somebody group you think you're working with, they're gonna try to give you selection things to think about, but I just said 50 seconds that I have that you might want to consider. So really solid work here. One of the first things, can we check out our first piece? Alright, okay, and we'll just play some things and I'll kind of comment on a little bit here. So, first of all, I love seeing trumpet stands slanted that way for a reason. You know it's done that way to get the bells up to the audience. Okay, so one of the things I want to make sure is that all four of you guys are playing up to your lead part. Okay, so you guys who break off the harmony, making sure that I can hear more third and fourth parts in particular coming through to match. You actually want to play a little bit more fuller than the lead part so that you have a little bit better balance as chords shape it. Okay, so being mindful of that. I would say the same thing for trombones as well. Just from you may not recognize it, but sometimes it's hard to hear the trombones. Your bells are facing the ground, they're facing inside the stand. Just being mindful of how you're holding your instrument at all times because you guys are very directional instruments. These instruments up here, you can hear them in a variety of ways. But you guys, your bell is straight ahead. And trying to use that personal to look down really will help your sound get out with a little bit more clarity. So just kind of think about that this time through. Let's just start from the beginning. We'll take it from here. Okay. Start getting that bell. Go faster as well. Get it? Hearing in your performance was that you do a lot of that to make the performance have just a little bit more variety in what you're presenting. So you're very good at your ladder dynamics. So let's work on how we can move this off. Right here in the first four measures, you're articulating with forte and you're immediately decrescendoing to the soft thing. So make sure, number one, that we are decrescendoing and that we're releasing that after a middle beat three together. So we have a nice clean release going into measure 6. Also, let's talk about eighth notes for a little bit. When I think of eighth notes, I like to use the syllables do-ba. Can you just say this with me? Do-ba, 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 do-ba. Just join me. Do-ba, 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 do-ba. Of those two syllables, which of the two has the slight more emphasis? The do or the ba? The ba has a little bit more. Is the do short or does it connect to the ba? Do-ba, 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 do, the way I'm saying. Would you say it's connected or would you say it's separate? Connected. Okay, so one of the things that we try to strive for when we're learning the art of jazz, especially in swing, is how to play swing eighth notes. Really tough concept. One of the things to think about is connecting the notes so they're not so separated. Instead of having more like do, you want more of a do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do da. Just emphasizing the upbeat ever so slightly in your approach, and trying not to cut that first note of the eighth note pattern or the notes on the down so short. Can I just hear that a little bit from my bones and woodwinds at the beginning? Can I just hear you guys? Do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do da. And hold out that half note, breathe at the very end. Ready? 1, 2, ready. Okay, you hear a difference already? Now, can you give me that accent on the end of 2 in the second measure? Do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do da. A little bit stronger tongue on the top there. Can you try that again? 1, 2. Do ba do ba ready. Don't forget it as you go into measure 3. Same thing as the previous two measures. Do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do da. Same thing. When you take that quick breath, fill up with wind so you have enough wind push through your instrument. Do ba do ba do ba do da. When you have staccato notes, I like the syllable da, D-A-H-T, because the note is not super short. It's got some weight to it, some length, but it's not long either. It's kind of in the middle, jazz compared to classical or concert band. So do ba da da off and clean release. Let's just work on this intro for a little bit. Here we go. Ready for the beginning? 1, 2. Oh, I do. So can I suggest something? Can I suggest something with drums? The first time you hit the note, right? Like here after the intro, can you just give the time and not all the fills? And then the second time through, can you start adding the stuff you're working on? So let's just establish this rhythm set. Let's just establish the time in the song, and then you can add a little bit more interest and fills, which are good. They sound great. But let's just think we can add some contrast, so it's not the same each time. Okay, can we try that this time? Guys, do you hear a difference in the way you're playing those notes? I hear it automatically. I don't know if you guys.
Yes.
Good job. Let's just do it really quickly, and we'll get a little bit into 6 and not much more. Okay. Here we go. Ready from the top again? Do ba do ba. That's gotta run in your head. Okay. Constantly. Do ba do ba do ba do ba. 1, 2. Big breath. 1, 2, 3. Automatically, guys, just adds another texture, another layer to what you're already doing. You're just bringing it to stay into the audience. So, again, you guys are doing great overall. Hopefully, that can just add a little more to think about over the next couple months. You're already solid performance. Your director's doing a fantastic job. In fact, I have a nice plaque to all three directors and the rest of you guys for your wonderful performance. And I would like to award our outstanding performance certificate to our trombone soloist, who had a really beautiful sound. Thank you for a few minutes. All right, have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you.
first thing, I want to say thanks for coming out. It's so great to see you guys and hear you guys. You all sound terrific. One of the tightest groups we've heard today, absolutely. One thing I really dig are your choices in music. I really thought that it was a well-balanced program, contrast of different styles and a lot of cool things going on. So one overall comment I would like to make, and this is generally towards the rhythm section. You guys are awesome, by the way, okay? But one thing we have to watch are the dynamics, okay? Because when we have horns who are trying to play, forte pianos and get really soft and really loud, if the rhythm section is so driving and not loud, but just very, and I don't want to say aggressive either, but when the rhythm section is pushing so much volume-wise, it makes it hard to hear the contrast in the horns. So that's one thing you want to be conscious of. Now, I know it's tough in a festival situation like this. You're not on your stage, you're not in your band room, you're not able to fine-tune those things. But that's why, as a professional musician, and when you start doing more of these kinds of things, you start to realize you can't play every room the same. Every room is a little bit different, and that's where your musicianship comes in. Same for horns, same for anything, right? You always have to make sure that you're paying attention to the room and that you're adjusting to the room based on how it sounds. And you don't get much sound check, I get it. But even in real time, you have to make sure that you're adjusting to that and following your director very carefully because, he's someone that knows what needs to be done, okay? I'd like to hear, can we start Mind the Gap, actually? And one thing I want to make a point to say, and you guys are doing a very good job of this, but one thing, whenever you have quarter notes that have the cap accents, make them very pointed, like you're poking the note. Pop, pop, and swing. That's what makes it swing, okay? By making it have that point to it. And the other thing, this has kind of been a theme of mine and Mr. Heller's all days with the swing eighth notes. Very often we think of swing eighth notes as a triplety feel. Da, 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 da. But in a more modern swing chart like this especially, the eighth notes are actually straighter. And you really should hear the second eighth note have a bit of an accent. It's like ba da ba da ba 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 da. Can we all say that together? So listen to me once. I'm gonna go. Ooh, ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do ba do. Now your turn. A two, a one, two, say that. Ooh, ba do 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 ba da. Okay, so that's kind of why you want it. That's kind of the feel that you want to go for whenever you have those eighth notes. Like, have any of you ever heard the term bebop? Right? Bebop, a type of jazz, okay? You know why they call it bebop? Because that's what it sounds like. Right? And the only way you get that feel is from listening to it a lot, okay? Let's start at the beginning, and let's hear what you're doing with this again. Mind the gap. How's that here? One. We got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. By the way, the background hits are very good. Very nice. I like the way that they're articulated and everything. They're not too much. The melody can be heard just fine. Brushes, you get an A+ for that. Okay. Saxes, when you're doing like that melody part, bop bop, boo bop, bop 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 da. See, that's one spot right there. That's bar 20. Those eighth notes. Ba ba da. Say that with me, saxophones. Ba ba da. 1, 2, say it, and. Ba ba da. One more time. Ba ba da. 1, 2, ready, and. Ba ba da. When I hear saxophones play that measure, just for those two measures actually, 19 and 20. I'll give you 1, 2. Okay. Here we go. A 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I'll give you 1, 2, and then you go ba, 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 doo, da. So 19 and 20. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, it's already starting to get a little bit more movement. Try it again. Again, I'm just going to go 1, 2, ba, 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 doo, da. 1, here we go. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Yeah. So instead of making it da 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 da, do my ba da. Okay. So watch the accenting there. That's one thing you want to keep track of in that. Let's see. Can we take it from 57? Everybody find 57? Actually, let's do pick up into 57. Here we go. Pick up to 57. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Can I hear saxophones at 57? Actually, no, it's actually not all saxophones. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the score. But one thing I will say, those of you that are going, bob it up, right? Everybody has that phrase. Make that last quarter note, flip it a little. Bob it up, instead of bob it up. Right, so we want to clip that a little more so that the other things have room to breathe, and also it makes it a little bit cleaner, right? Because otherwise it'll sound like we're just kind of floating along. Can we start at 57 again? Pick up to 57, and try and clean that articulation up just a little bit. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Background hits, nice job. The other, very good with that. Can you take out the defibrillator real quick? I thought this was great. I love this. I like this part a lot. I never heard it before. That's why I say very interesting selections. Can you take it from 31? All right, let's take it from 31, please. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's go back to 23. Let's get a little bit into it. Out here. Okay. So, pick up into 23. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. So that they can play lighter, because they have piano there, okay? The piano, right? So if you're, again, like I said before, if you're pushing it up, they have to come up, okay? And they have no choice. Also, too, I feel like that section from 23 through, well, right to almost where we stopped, but with 23 to the end of 28 into 29, you can make more dynamic contrast there. So again, if we bring it down just a little bit in, well, if we start at 20, let's start right on the pickups to 23. And when you have that, you have that piano and crescendo in bar 27. Make more of that. Exaggerate those dynamics. Okay? Can we start pickup to 23? 1, 2. A 1, 2, 3. dynamic shift there? Did you guys feel that? When it comes down, it's like, not like the floor drops out, but it's a contrast. And then that way, when you get to bar 52, it's gonna be like smacking the audience in the face, which we don't literally want to do. But, you know, it'll really wake them up in their seats. And the last thing, do I have time for one more quick thing?
We're out of it.
We're out of it? Okay, all right, sorry. The only thing I'll say is, in Son of the Chicken, at the very beginning, make sure that you play that legato part smooth with lots of connected air. Very connected air, and watch the intonation on some of those hellcats. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to say about that. The rest of it, excellent performance. It was great to hear you guys. This is for you. Okay, and the Outstanding Performance Award is going to go to our trumpet soloist. Who's our solo trumpet? There you go. Excellent job. Very nice. Mr. Baum, I'm not surprised. Thank you very much.
can you put your belt straight ahead? Facing the audience. Perfect. All right, you can put your instruments down. So the first thing I want to say, I'm not going to harp on this, but trumpets, you have all the room in the world to be heard because you're standing on chairs, right? So let's make sure when we're playing, you guys are doing some great stuff, but I can hear you more clearly if you're keeping those bells on. Okay? The same will go for trombones, so be very careful. I love how, those of you guys are standing to the side, creating a space between the fact that you're standing up, really good, and some great support. Let's make sure that we have some clear lanes that can be heard, right? So you guys are directional bells, wherever your bells are, where your sound is. Okay, so it's really important. That gives us a healthy benefit of better balance in the trumpet, trombone, baritone. First of all, great tough listening. Good thing. You guys are playing a lot of great energy, good precision. Let's start. We'll just do a little bit here and there, some things to touch on. Great solo at the beginning here on Time to Testify, good sound. Can we keep the piano there? I like it. Of course, we kind of sticking through. Here, yeah, maybe you have to adjust it with like 15%. Yeah, that's no more than perfect. Great. And guitar, can we turn up just a little bit more? So, where are we at? So in the beginning, so come in at measure 9, right? With the feel here. So where are we at here? Too slow? Can we come right in after the intro where we all play time at measure 9? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, time. Some of these phrases in brass, particularly at 11. So coming out of the dotted half notes that's tied from the previous measure, how quick a breath is it going to be? What part of the beat are you cutting that note short? Coming quickly with a nice full supply of wind to get through your instruments. That's really good though. Good feel. I think you can use a little bit more of, where is it? Yeah, so some of the accents, just giving me a little bit more tonguing. In front of your tongue, just giving me a little bit more articulation on those accents to bring them out a little bit more. And that's great. So one of the things about playing this music like this is that it lends itself to a lot of sound. And so we have to look for opportunities to play with soft dynamics whenever possible, right? To get some dynamic contrast to our song to make it a little bit more interesting. Let's see if we can do that. You guys are pretty good at that, but I want to kind of touch on just going into 45 a little bit. So can we take it, pickups into 45, I'll give you 3, 4, 1, 2, da 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 da, exactly. Coming into 45, here we go, 3, 4, 1, 2. Why don't we just take it from, let's take it from 37. Let's go back to 37, ready? 37, everybody? Ready? 1, 2, ready, Hit it for it. Ready? 1, take place. 1, 2, ready.
Venturous. You could, it's like trying to learn everybody's names. You got accents from different places. Adventure. You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I'll get it done before that. Very good. Here we go to the top. Right. From the beginning. Cool. 1, 2, Make more to that forte piano. Can you drop down even more? Go from like a 10 to a 1 or 2, and then bring it back up to a 10 in a short period of time. So drop down even more, but don't lose the pitch. Okay? Keep those bells up. Give me full sound and brass. Here we go from the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we got the more nip shit. So this is indicative of the just larger little nit things to pick on to focus on over the next couple of months would be just how you add more dynamic contrast to your show altogether. Where do we release that note on beat what? 4. So let's make sure you all stop the air on beat 4 together because the releases are just as important as attacks, right? And here we go. From the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We're still unsure of that, aren't we? We're not feeling, we're like, oh, I got to focus on the 14 channels, but then we lose sight of the rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. 2, 3, okay, and that should be a clear sign, clear cut from that beat. Here we go, one more time. I know it's a lot of your job. I'll do it done in a second. Here we go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Try to go through as an ensemble. See if you can talk through. Can you find little spots where you can make more of that? That's really where I would add that. Example, right before 13, you have a little crescendo. I would try to make the most of that change. It's going to be very exciting for the audience to hear. Da, da, da. You can drop down even more and be precise in that. That would be great. And then you guys sound really great. Happy to have you here. Who's my soloist for Around Midnight? I didn't get a chance for that. You did a really great job on that, by the way. Lots of great solos, lots of great things, but I would have to award my male trumpet for that solo for your Outstanding Musicianship Award. You can come get it. And a plaque on behalf of the festival here for the whole band participation. Guys, thanks very much. Everybody say thank you guys. Thank you guys very much. Good.
How is everybody today? Thanks for coming out and showing enthusiasm for jazz. Yeah, great job, great performance today. I know it's tough, it's not so early in the day as it is now, but it's tough in these situations when you're coming out of nowhere on a stage you've never played before, and you're in a different room than you normally would practice in your band room or on your stage, so things can change on a dime. And one thing I want to say is balance-wise, between the rhythm section and the band, you're one of the best ones today. I really enjoyed the balance of everything. And even though we're not a particularly large group, we got a very good sound going to the back of the auditorium. And I think it's the balance between rhythm section and the ensemble itself that really made a difference. Can we take a look at one for Daddy-O, please?
My actual scores are up there if you'd rather not look at a copy.
Oh, yeah, sure. Either way. Okay. Let's just take this from the top and see what we got. Okay? Is this about where you're at or a little faster?
Yeah, just a quick
Got it? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. All right, very nice job. So, everyone, right from measure 1. Do da do da da. Okay? You want to make more of those articulations, especially the staccato ones. Do da da. Can we all, let's all say that together because we all have that rhythm at some point. Do da da. Okay, let's do that together. All 1, 2, ready, go. Do da da. One more time, and don't be afraid to make it do da. Okay, make the dot a little point, very pointed. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and do da da. Okay. Now I want to start at the beginning again and play that, and I want you to think that while you're playing that phrase. And remember, it's more of an articulation with the tongue. Do da. Okay. And also too on bar 4. I see it's even marked in your score. Forte piano. Bring that down a lot more and then crescendo it louder. Okay? And don't be afraid to exaggerate that. Here we go. Let's start from the top again. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, and that last note, ba ba doo da. Make that pointed as well, okay? Very nice job. Let's see, can we take it from... You know what, let's just start at the top again and keep going, because I want to hear a little more of this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... So very good. One thing, watch those of you who have that hit on the and of 1 in bar 12, make sure you're listening across the ensemble. We have to make sure we're listening to each other so that we agree on when that's actually going to come in. Boo, ba, ba, doo, da, bop. Okay? So we got to make sure that we nail that together. The other thing too is those of us when we're playing those swing 8th notes, and this has been a common theme for today. Swing 8th notes is kind of a misnomer because some people we don't know how to describe them once in a while, right? And we tend to get into the triplet idea, boo ba doo ba doo ba doo ba doo, or more like da 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 da. When really what makes a swing feel happen is having an accent on the upbeats, right? So we're going da 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 da, right? So you get that kind of feel. Can I hear everyone that has the pickups into 9. Okay, so we're going to do bar 8. Bar 8 into 9. No rhythm section right now. I just want to hear horns only. Bar 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, stop. So yeah, like right there. Do, do, da, da, da. Okay, you want to make sure it's not too, like you want to make it, you want to emphasize the second 8th note. Do, da, do, da. Okay, so you get that kind of a feel on the 8th notes. Very good. The other thing in Come Fly With Me, same thing, okay?
There's one more.
Yeah. The same thing in Come Fly With Me. You want to make sure that, you know, like at the very beginning, do-da-da-do-da, do-da-da-do-da, okay? Same thing. You want to make sure that those staccato quarter notes are very pointed, not necessarily accented, but pointed. And the way they try to get that swing feel to happen is they write a tenuto mark, which is that line across the quarter note, which I'm sure you know, right? And then follow that up with the shorter note. Do-da-da-do-da-da-ba. And that accent at the end of bar 6, you can really, you know, lay into that, you know, a little bit more, okay? So that there's a little bit more contrast. Do I have a minute to just hear that?
Yes.
All right, real quick, let's just hear the beginning of Come Fly With Me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, very good. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there. But very good. That's already sounding better. Okay? Excellent job. And the last one you guys played, the Rock in the Boat, really nice job on that. When you're playing rock tunes like that, always, again, make sure that you have cap accents to really emphasize those, right? Especially in that kind of music, in rock and roll and funk music and fusion, anything like that. You know, those sorts of notes have to be articulated very pointedly and very distinctly, because that's really what makes them, what makes that style of music sound like that, okay? So I want to thank you guys for coming. You did an excellent job. Great to hear you all. This is for you. Thank you for participating. Thanks for coming out. And our Outstanding Performance Award is going to go to the bass player. Who's laying it down back there. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind taking that song out, maybe we'll just go through a couple different things and talk about a couple things that I heard, and we can take it from there. Be careful. Sometimes the drums can rhythms can sound really good. So, but at times, talking about balance between the rhythms and winds, just be careful of your volume, that you're not overpowering, especially on the drum set, playing too loud for the winds, because then they're forced to overplay, and then that creates issues for them too. So just kind of like back up a little bit and get into the mix a little bit better, but you guys are all, as a rhythm collective, playing well together. So just making sure that we can have that better balance between the two sections. Can I hear, well, let's start from the top. I'll count you. Is this about right?
A little slower than that.
Slower than that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's agree where we should breathe, right? So whenever there's rest, perfect natural spot to take a breath. Breathing in between the middle of phrases, like, like for example, you'll want to play the pickups in 12, going in from 12 all the way to 16 under one breath, because you have a nice big half note rest, and you can recover there. So think about your phrasing, where to breathe and where not to breathe. I want to talk a little bit about eighth notes. When you're playing swing eighth notes, I like to use the syllables do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do. Can you say this with me? Do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba. And it sounds silly, right? Just join me. Do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do. Now, I'm not emphasizing anything, but is there a particular syllable, do or ba, that stands out a little bit more? The do or the ba, which gets a little bit more emphasis. Ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba. The ba, you hear it, right? Natural do, ba, do, ba, do. Now, would you say that the do is really short? Right? It's pretty long and connected to that. So I found this to be a really great way to think about playing strings of eighth notes, which is really the backbone of swing, right? Swing music is all about playing eighth notes strung together. Do ba do ba. It's not do ba do da. Do ba do ba. Ba do ba. But you're connecting that first note, the upbeat, the downbeat into the upbeat without any separation there. So can we just play? Yeah, for example, I have it measure 10 and 11. My saxes and bones are playing 1, da, do, da, 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 do, ba, do, da. It's also slurred, but you can make sure you connect through it, and you have to take enough wind in to play through those eighth notes to make it to the end without stopping. So can I just hear that, no rhythm section? So we're talking measure 10 and 11, who's playing there, and we'll apply it to everybody else in just a second. Here we go. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do ba do ba do. Just give me the last 4 eighth notes. Do ba do da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, play through that phrase. Take a big breath. I know you're coming down in pitch, but give me all the wind you got. Play through that phrase. Ready? 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, good. And the same thing. The rest of the band can join us 2 before 21. 1, da, do, ba, do, da. Ready? Right there. Everybody who has that, which is everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Do, ba, do, da. 1, da, do, ba, do, da. I'm hearing 1, da, do, da, do, da. Do, da, do, da. Do, do, do. It's almost slurred. Very light tongue on the eighth notes there. In fact, it is slurred. So you can even make it more connected there. Try that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. All right. So let's just touch really quickly. I won't take too much more time on this. Let's go to 33. Okay. Let's make sure that we're really playing da, do, da, 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 and then we got those eighth notes coming up here. So here we go, 33. 1, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Really important thing to take away would be any note that occurs right before a rest, the swing should be really short, right? Including here, ba da do ba do da, instead of do ba do da. Very different. So that the releases of our phrases can be just as clean as how we attack a phrase, get a phrase. Okay. So let's take out Sacco for just a quick second. If I have a quick second. Be careful on these triplet notes. Make sure that we're really getting those notes under our fingers whenever you have the triplets. Go ahead and do, and getting all those right fingers. So let's start, not from the beginning, but I'd like to hear. Can we start from 29? Be careful when we get these backgrounds, the saxes, rhythm section, bones, ba, 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 that we're not anticipating the quarter note on beat 3, a little bit too early. Ba, ba, ba. And general rule when you have a note that's held out in music, never let that note just stay one dynamic. Always want to think, what can I do to this note to make it musically interesting? Maybe you want to crescendo through this. Ba, 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 ba. Maybe a forte piano crescendo, maybe just a swell, a little crescendo. Those are things we can talk about as a group to make some dynamic contrast and bring some interest to it. So let's take it from 29. We'll just do a little bit of this section to 37. I know you guys are tired. Ready? 1, 2. Can you give me a tempo for this? Thank you. Thank you. 1, right from 29, everybody. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It's brighter than that. So, that's it.
Thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready? Yeah, let's add those forte piano crescendos. That's a really nice touch. Let's try that again one more time for 29. Much better. Good. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Very good. So thank you all very much. Yeah, thank you for the scores, which is really helpful. Did I forget? Wait, hold on. I think I just came up with the scores. Okay, so in the back near my table, I forgot to bring up 2 things. Number 1, you get a plaque award to your band for participation. We do give 1 outstanding award for musicianship to whoever we want to, and we wanted to award it to the rhythm section. Well done.